Today's topic is basically, who is Thomas Jefferson? Well, for starters, he was obviously our third president. Some fun facts. He was a slave owner. He's on the $2 bill. He thrives to be in a big city. We'll talk about that later, because that changes. He's a master politician who approves confrontation. He fears government power except when he had it. He's a principal author of the Declaration of Independence. Hard to pin down. When younger, he hid in the shadows. He wasn't very talkative to people because he lived in the Virginia frontier, which is not a very populated place. He was born in 1773 in Shadwell, located in Virginia frontier in the Piedmont. Central Virginia was known as the Central Frontier. Thomas thrives the isolation in Virginia. Jefferson planned to study and go to William College, since he was very quiet and read books most of the time when he was a young boy. In 1960, that ain't right. Wait, 1760. In 1760, he traveled 100 miles at age 16 to finally make it to William and Mary. That's basically like the full name for the Williamsburg College, is basically like another name for it. He was not poor, but not rich. His plan was to hang out with older people, and he thought that it was very smart and precocious. Fancy. He hung out with the law professor and George Wythe, which was the future signer of the Declaration of Independence. George Wythe was an opponent of slavery. He was against it. In 1776, Thomas Jefferson became a lawyer. In 1770, a black man with the name of Samuel Howard, Jefferson took his case and accepted many cases of colored men. Jefferson said, "All men are born free and everyone comes into the world with the right of his own person and using it at his own will." First time in history for someone, specifically Thomas Jefferson, to say all men are created equal. First time in history. The black man lost his case because it was against the law. The Declaration of Independence says that the people had the rights of Americans who have migrated to North America. The Republic depends on the relative equality of its citizens. Equality was taken as natural. Jefferson realizes that his ideas can't be implemented as a lawyer, and he changed his course of action. He could have become anything that is academic-wise easily, but he chose battle instead, which is a weird choice for someone who's very smart in books and such as other. In 1776, he wrote the Declaration of Independence, author of the Summary of the Rights of the British America. Jefferson challenges the king and says the legislator in Virginia must be equal to the Parliament in England. That the king must listen to this, or if he doesn't, that the worst can happen. What is the worst that can happen? Right now, he's just threatening him, which is a big thing for someone small at his age to threaten someone who's of great power. It says, Kings Kings are servants, not the proprietors of the people. Let not the name of King George III be a blot on the page of history. In this quote, he basically says that he shouldn't be deserving to be on the page of history. Like, say, right now we have our textbooks of history. He's saying that he doesn't want King George III to be on the textbook, but he is. Okay. Jefferson's wife is Martha Wales Skelton. He became smitten with her, and later he said that she was the love of his life. Martha was an accomplished musician. In 1772, Jefferson and Martha got articulation is bad. In 1772, Jefferson and Martha get married, and Martha comes from a wealthy family. Martha had 6 children, but 2 only survived till adulthood, and they had their honeymoon on the top of the Monticello, where a building built by slaves that Jefferson ordered them, so they stayed there. He ordered them to build it, and then after the construction, he went there with his wife Martha to have their honeymoon. Jefferson's career as a writer was later invited to write and discuss the Declaration of Independence. Invited to write and discuss why the Declaration of Independence should be created, and it was created, and why they should become independent from Great Britain. John Adams is Jefferson's best friend and is one of the 5 people to write the Declaration of Independence. Well, Thomas Jefferson was the one to write it, but they were people who signed it and also discussed it all together, and who would basically make changes to the Declaration of Independence. John Adams, loves confrontation, and so does Thomas Jefferson. Adams told Jefferson that he was too obnoxious, that he can't write the Declaration of Independence, and Jefferson wanted Adams to write the document. Jefferson stayed in this rented Philadelphia room and writes the draft for 17 days, since he was given the task to write it. The Declaration of Independence was a long list of what the king has done wrong. It wasn't just made of it, but most of it was. The Declaration of Independence is the 13 colonies basically suing King George III. The committee put 86 changes in the document, which to you, I'm pretty sure is a lot. 86 changes in the document that barely fits 1 page. Jefferson was really unhappy with the editing process. Well, who wouldn't be? Let's say you write a story, and it's about, let's say, you write a short story for your guys' age. It would probably be, and I say your guys' age because aren't you guys 3rd graders, right? And for you guys would probably write a book about maybe a few pages, I would say. Hold on 1 minute. Don't worry, I'm gonna edit this. So let's say you guys wrote the book, like I said, and it would be about, what would you guys say, like page this big, like page like this big, maybe 3 to 5 pages, I would say. Like if you're writing a book, just saying. Or even if it's like a 1 page essay or something, and you do it all over, and then your teacher suddenly says, she says it's great, but there's some stuff that we don't agree with. So we'll have the document and we'll tell you what needs to be changed. So basically, the committee, they took the document, they went through it and everything, and they were checking it and see what they didn't agree with, what they thought could be better, what they added. Mostly it was stuff